everyone? How you doing today? Welcome to the M1 portfolio update. On today's video, we're gonna touch up on a lot of things. Today, I won't be able to touch up on the news in terms of what's going on in the market like I normally do. So today we'll probably be solely focused on just this portfolio. As you can see, compared to last week, a lot of things has happened. We've moved all the money from stash invest, which I touched on last week. We moved that into this portfolio. A lot of things has changed. The data in here has changed. I'm gonna go over that in a second. This was last week's episode, and in last week's episode I touched on moving. The topic was moving to M1. It was episode 3, and as you can see here, my portfolio was on pause here, and there was no money coming in. There was no money in here and in here. So what I did was to move all my stocks that I had in stash invest, move everything into M1. Just want to have everything in one place, so it'll be easier for me to, show you guys the data, show you guys the performance instead of going from one broker to another. Just have everything in one place. And as you can see here, the data got restarted basically with this page. Data got restarted, so I'm gonna have to go over everything all over again. So yeah, this would probably work a lot better. This would probably work a lot better for this YouTube channel, because this data now it restarted when I moved all my stocks over from stash. Once I move everything over, the whole data basically restarted. It took a couple of days for this to form, and also a couple of days for this information to start being collected. But I see that M1 is such a data-driven platform if you're gonna use it for what I'm trying to use it for with this YouTube channel. But yeah, like the moving process was pretty simple. It's pretty seamless. It took about 2 weeks to get everything moved over. They paused the account, as you can see from the previous video. Everything is back to normal now, and yeah, it's been great so far. So what's the numbers looking like if you hit all times? As you can see, because everything restarted, it restarted for May 19th, right? That's when they resumed my account. So everything is going to be from this number. The numbers now is going to be from this particular portfolio, from everything that I moved over. So this is going to be great. I can track this real time with everybody. So that's that. So let's get into the portfolio today. This week we've earned a total of $2.62, so which was a little bit more than last week, because last week I think it was like 50 cents or something like that. So a total of 268 has been earned this week, and net cash flow that went into the account was about $1,073. And as you can see, the data again is basically not budging much. If I go to a week view, pretty much the same. So it's next week that will be interesting to see how much I will earn next week, but the data is pretty much the same here. Over to the activity section here. Just like I do every week, I filtered this by the week, and I set it by trades, right? These are all the trades that were made this week. $491, $101, 111, 200, 400, and another 200. So a lot of money went into the portfolio this week. Like I'm gonna get into why I put in so much, because the S&P broke out of the trend that I was keeping an eye on, so I was able to put some more money in. But I'll get to that in a bit. Let's see. Okay, so here, what happened here was, after all the transfer came into the account, what the money that was left over in the account, which if you watch last week's video, you can see you can see cash allocation. So the cash that was left over was spent on buying all these different companies and ETFs. So we bought all these different companies and ETFs, and it sold out of this for some reason. I guess I didn't add it to my portfolio, so it sold out of it. And then if I pop into the next one, okay, so this is the part that I wanted to show you guys, right? This part was in the Warren Buffett pie of the portfolio. This pie was in there. So what they did was they sold all the stuff that Warren Buffett sold. So they sold out of the airline, because that portfolio is actually managed by M1. It's not directly managed by me. It's managed by M1, which is okay, which is fine. I don't have any problem with that. So what they did was they sold out of the airline, because Warren Buffett sold out of all his airline holdings, and then they put that money to work by buying all these different companies, Amazon, Coca-Cola. This is an ETF. ETFs there. They bought some more ETFs with Vanguard, S&P 500 purchase, and yeah, they bought all these different companies. And same thing. It's just the same thing. Buying companies. What I'm doing here basically is I am nothing sold here. I don't know why this was a transaction, but nothing sold. And here again, 240 went in. It bought like 62 companies, and as you can see, all of the companies that we all know and love, and we buy the stuff, they pay dividend, and they all pay interest, apart from Lyft and Uber. So they don't pay any dividend. But I bought that for future growth, because transportation is looking like Lyft and Uber right now. And yeah, they bought all these different companies. And the primary reason why I show you guys all the stuff and I do all the stuff is, this is me buying my future income, right? There's a couple of ways that you can progress financially, I guess. You either have to buy future income, or you have to like work for your future income. So what I'm doing here is basically working, and the money that I have, I put it to work by buying future income. And the way that I buy future income is strictly by looking into dividend paying companies, right? I look into dividend paying companies. This for the search parameter, these are all the dividend that came in from all these different companies. This is all of them that came in. I mean, this is really small numbers, but it's okay. I'd rather take something from all these companies every single month and hopefully grow them over time. All these numbers you're gonna see in future videos. I'll come back to refer to one of these videos. All these numbers are gonna grow because I'm purchasing more every week. And the other thing I wanted to point out was all these transactions, all these buys that I'm making, all this transaction, I'm not gonna see the dividend come in right away. So usually when you buy a new stock, when you buy when you buy a new dividend stock, you don't see the money come in until 3 months later. So if you buy a stock today and it's supposed to pay you dividend, it's supposed to pay you interest, you're not going to see the money come in until like 3 months after. So you want to keep that in mind. So 3 months from now, my income from the portfolio is really going to grow. It's really going to grow. This is only going to grow from here, because what I'm doing is I'm adding more money. I'm adding more money to the portfolio, and at the same time I'll be earning more over time. Like I always say, and I will always say, these numbers really don't matter to me. If they go down by another 30%, I'm going to be buying even more, because now all the stocks that I own are cheaper. They're 30% cheaper. So that's why I'll be looking to buy more even if they go down, So that is the overview for the portfolio. If I head out to funding, as you can see, the amount that I'm depositing is growing up bit by bit. So right now we are $2,000. Hopefully the goal this year is to get this up to like 50k at some point. 50k. I'll be so happy if I can get this portfolio up to 50k this year. But we are $2,000 right now, and the portfolio is looking great. Everything is perfect. let me pop into this Warren Buffett portfolio. So this is where they sold out of all the airlines. So this portfolio is basically controlled by M1. It's supposed to imitate Warren Buffett's current holdings. So all the stock that he currently holds is supposed to imitate that. So it's supposed to be like a direct replica of what Warren Buffett owns, right? So yeah, they sold out of the airlines, and they keep they manage that by themselves, so which is great. The other topic that I wanted to touch on is this feature of M1 right here, M1 Borrow. So basically, M1 let you borrow 35% of your portfolio at any time. If you have their membership, you get it for 2%. If you don't have their membership, you get to borrow for 3.5%. This is also a great feature for, like, although financially it don't make sense for you to borrow in terms of if you ever need emergency money or anything like that. It really don't make sense to borrow money. But this is a very, very comforting feature to have, because if you have an account that's over $10,000, you know at any time you have access to 35% of it. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to use your credit card that is like 18%, 19%, or 12%, depending on what they're charging. This one here, if you have their membership, you're gonna pay 2%. If you don't have their membership, you're gonna pay 3.5%, as long as you have over $10,000 in your account. This is a great feature. This is a great feature. Can you imagine if you have like $100,000 in here and you want to borrow 2%, or you want to borrow 35% of it, 30,000, and you can put that down on a down payment for a house that you can live in one side and rent the other. This is like a great feature. At this low rates, this is amazing, right? This is absolutely amazing. So I will leave a link. I will leave this link of my exact portfolio. I will leave this link in the description. I'll leave it in the link for you. You can check out all the portfolio setup and look into everything yourself. I will leave a link in the description. So the other thing that I also did this week is to just pop over to the IRA side and just set up my IRA as well, because I haven't really been paying much attention to that. I have an IRA with Stash. I'm gonna be moving that over, or just selling out of it and then putting the money right in here. But what I did with my IRA setup here is to basically set up the exact same thing that I have with my portfolio, but I set it up with just Vanguard ETFs, right? This portfolio covers all the different sectors that I have in my regular M1 broker account, like this one right here, Dividend Investing account. This is the IRA account, and if I pop right in here, as you can see, I have SPHD in here. This is a high dividend paying ETF. This pays on a monthly basis, so it will help the portfolio compound over time pretty easily. This is the S&P 500 Vanguard ETFs. This is the high yield version of S&P, high yield version of Vanguard. So this portfolio, this one and this one are pretty much the same. This is Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. So this basically has all the stock in the stock market. I think all the 3,000 or 4,000 stocks in the stock market. It has everything combined in one, right? That's what this is. This covers the real estate. This covers the bond market. This covers the world bond market. So same thing: consumer, finance, health, industrial, utilities, and energy, right? And same thing. I allocated everything according to what I see makes sense for me to have the portfolio set up. Over time, this can be adjusted at any time, but this is a if you want a hands-off version of my portfolio, you don't want to pick stocks, you don't want to do anything, you just want a hands-off portfolio, like period, definitely check out this link, which I will have in the description. It's gonna be called Roth IRA Portfolio. The link will be in the description, and you can just have this set up, use this link, and just forget about it, and you just put money in consistently over a long period of time. The difference between this portfolio and this portfolio is it's more risky, because I have individual stocks and I have ETFs in them. So I have ETFs to keep the portfolio strong, right? I have ETFs in there to keep the portfolio really, really strong. And at the same time, I have, common stocks, like individual companies. I have individual companies like this. I have all the different sectors as well. So you have energy sector, you have real estate, tech, finance, consumer, health sector. So I have, instead of picking individual companies here, right, and having all the different sectors, then what I did was to just set up the same thing using just the ETF version of it. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to everybody that have been subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you guys. My goal is to just share everything with you that I'm doing with my finances, starting with my M1 portfolio, then I'll move on to trading, then I'll move on to other things. But for now, I'm focusing on this one. If you want to take a look at my portfolio, take a look at this links right here. This link is my referral link. So if you join M1, you can use this link to join M1, and I get paid a commission. I think it's like $10. So if you want to support the channel, you can use this link. If you want to check out my portfolio, the individual IRA one, you can click on here. This is updated every single time I post a video. I'll also link in today's video that you're watching right now. I'm going to link my IRA to this video, and I encourage you as well to also take a look at the timestamps. If you feel like the videos are too long, take a look at the timestamp and look at which section of the video you want to watch. I try to break it down in such a way that it will be a bite size. You can watch different sections that you want to watch. But here are the links here. If you want to use them, they're down below. Please like and subscribe my video so YouTube can push it out to other people. I really appreciate you for watching. Like and subscribe. So once I stop putting some money in here, I will update you guys on it. I will update you on it. This portfolio is basically geared towards monthly income for the most part, dividend income for the most part, and then just general diversification into all the different sectors of the economy. In a short sense, ETF. So one of this is basically a basket of stocks, right? It's a basket of stocks in that industry that is combined into one. So it can be one stock, it can be two stocks, it can be like thousands of stocks that is combined into one. Like this one right here, I don't know how many holdings this have. Let's see if it gives me all the holdings. So as you can see, this one right here holds 387 different stocks in it. This is the breakdown, and you see right at the bottom here, you see Johnson & Johnson and UNH are their top holdings. And yeah, that's how an ETF works. It's trying to cover an industry, and at the same time trying to hold most of the companies in that industry. And by buying one of those, you're buying directly into all of the company in the industry. So instead of picking stocks like I like to do, instead of picking stocks, you just select the ETF's version of those stocks. So this one is geared towards monthly income, and the rest is just basically geared towards diversification and long-term growth. And the other thing is, when you have an IRA, you can put in I think it's $6,000. You can put in $6,000 a year, and that $6,000 is never taxed when you take the money out. when you get older. This is for like when you retire and you get older. So you're gonna put in pre-tax money that's already been taxed already. There's a limit to $6,000 a year that you can put in, and once you put in that $6,000, it's like you're gonna earn money on that $6,000 for the rest of your life, basically. So all the money that is being earned from this portfolio is gonna be tax free when you take it out at retirement. So back to our normal portfolio here. As you can see, the account has really grown. I've been able to put in some more money. I have a target of every month to meet with this portfolio. I'm looking forward to the next 3 months, because in the next 3 months I'll be able to show you, you know, this is going to increase. The amount of money that I'm earning on a weekly basis is going to increase within the next 3 months. So it will be really interesting to show you the numbers. So please like and subscribe. I think this is going to be it for this week. Next week I'm going to go back to my normal, bringing you the news, talking about the portfolio, what changes I've made, what income I've had in the portfolio, and also bringing you the news. This week a lot happened with the portfolio, so it's hard to bring in the news and talk about what's going on in the portfolio as well, because the video will be too long. But yeah, check out the links in the description. I will leave the link to this entire portfolio so you can check out the returns yourself, and I will also leave the link to my Roth IRA portfolio so you can check out the returns as well. So you can check out the setup, and in the future I'll update you when I put in some money in there. I'll update you as well. I hope you've had a good week. Please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe the videos so it can get pushed out to other people. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you, and have a good one. Bye.